It was a dramatic day in German politics yesterday as Angela Merkel's presidential candidate was put through the ringer in the Reichstag. He ultimately limped to victory, but only after a third round of voting. Our reporter Philipp Encz is standing by in Frankfurt. Philipp, how's the Chancellor's standing this morning?
Certainly not as good as it was at yesterday's morning. It's certainly weaker. This is the general assumption here in the German media landscape. And if we put this into context, it's the 10th German president after the Second World War. And only 2 times beforehand, the actual candidate had to be put through 3 rounds of votes. The first 2 rounds of votes are actually the candidate has to garner an absolute majority, meaning more than 50%. Actually, theoretically, Merkel's ruling coalition had the opportunity to get this because they had some 20-odd votes over the 50% majority, but they simply didn't get to that position because they actually had more than 44 to be exact, dissenters in their own ranks. Let's quickly look at some of the newspaper headlines, perhaps, of this morning. Mark, for instance, the tabloid Bild Zeitung is putting it this way: the presidential kiss, 9 hours and 34 minutes. This is how long Mr. Wulff had to wait until he really got to the end. And speaking of dissenters, he was also one of the first to address them. Take a listen.
I certainly give all my respect to all those who made a different vote. I am convinced that we will work productively together too. I will try hard to live up to many of your expectations.
So for Merkel, it was certainly a loss, but for Wulff, it was certainly a win, and he is pledging to be the president of all Germans, despite the fact that his coalition, the CDU and Liberal Democrats, was certainly in disarray, at least in the first 2 rounds of votes.